Hey everyone, I'm back with part 9 in the series. Today we're looking at Maschine MK2. This is a gigantic MIDI mapping project that I started over a year ago. Started with Maschine MK3, and then I got obsessed with doing all other types of MIDI controllers. Anything that has encoders and buttons that can be mapped in some way. I try to keep a consistency across all the maps. Without wasting too much of your time, I'm going to try to keep this video under 10 minutes. This is jog left and right by measure. When you click the encoder, it shows or hides the FX chain on the selected track. This is track up and down. Same thing. This button up here is also show or hide the FX chain. This button right here is cycle FX. So if you have more than one effect in the FX chain, it'll cycle through those. Browser, aka Media Explorer, show or hide. Drag your samples in, drag your loops in. This is undo, this is remove or delete, really handy. The sampling button is a quick quantize. This is tap tempo. These two arrows right here are time selection, start and end. So when you set a set a start point and an end point, basically the playhead comes back to the start of the time selection whenever you make it. Really handy for doing live MIDI looping stuff. Let's see. This is arm, selected track. So whatever track you have selected, arm, disarm. This enter button is insert marker. These arrows right here are marker, previous, and next. Undo again. Transport does exactly what it says. Play / stop. Record, erase is a stop button. But usually I just do play and stop. Grid is loop on and off, really good when you have a time selection you want to record to. Restart just brings the playhead back to the beginning of the project. Let's see what else. Okay, the middle column, toggle windows. So if you have like several plugin windows open, such as like this, it just kind of hides them all at the same time or shows them all at the same time. Smarter to use it as a hide all. Pattern is just insert MIDI clip. So if we're on that track, it inserts a MIDI clip within that time selection. Really handy. Pad mode is MIDI editor. So if you have a selected MIDI clip, that brings up MIDI editor. Navigate is cycle floating windows. So again, if I have a bunch of these, it just puts that one in focus or that one in focus. Really handy. Duplicate is exactly what it says. So if you have an item selected, such as this right here, actually selects that item, and then you can duplicate it. Very handy, very quick. Select, obviously I just demonstrated that. Solo is the selected track. Mutes the selected track. And the pages, there's a ton of pages of parameters, so I'll just fly through these as quickly as I can. I don't have to demonstrate everything because again, I'm trying to keep the video under 10 minutes. Quantize, quick quantize within time selection. I think they basically function the same way. Reaper can be quirky with its time selection quantization and stuff, as we all know if you're watching this and you're a Reaper fan. A lot of quirks in Reaper. So this is make the selected or the time selection a region. Really handy for, again, live looping. Clean just kind of zooms out to the entire project, so if your project is that long, it just kind of shows the whole screen. Really handy. Select item, same thing as that. Split item, glue item, trim right edge. It's really handy. I'll just show you real quick. And the encoders right here. Track volume. And it doesn't jump. It's set to pickup mode or soft takeover. Master volume, which I rarely touch. Zoom vertically, zoom horizontally. And then I'll show you this trim right edge, which is pretty cool. So say we want to extend that loop out, and we just go boom, make it shorter. Again, mouseless, really fun, feels like hardware. This is jog left and right, just like the main encoder. I'm left-handed, so I like this a lot, and plus it has a soft click, so it feels really good. This is move item left and right, whatever selected item it is, and it moves by grid size, and I think the grid is set to 16th notes as it usually is. Really handy. track up and down, you could just scroll through your tracks instead of pressing buttons. Semitone up and down, whatever item is selected. Obviously, you can see right there. I turn counterclockwise, it lowers the pitch. Really great for just quick manipulation of audio or MIDI. So that's page 1, and then page 2, previous item or next item on the selected track. So I could just kind of cycle through each of these items. Really handy. You know, say you want to move one, just select it, and then you could do your move item, you know, or you could select this one right here, do the same thing, get the idea. And then this is trim left edge, which isn't used as much. I usually use trim right edge a lot more. Page 3, markers, direct access, marker 1 through 8. Page 4, regions 1 through 8, direct access. Page 5, this is where it changes a little bit. These two encoders become master play rate and tempo. Reset play rate to 1.0. Show or hide the master track. Metronome, which I rarely use. I only use it when record, you know, auto enable when recording. I never really just kind of turn it on and off at will, so it's just kind of buried in a page here. Preserve pitch for the master play rate. Remove all markers, remove all regions. Project tab, previous or next. Really handy if you're working on 5 songs at a time, like most ADD musicians or producers are, including myself. This page right here is track templates 1 through 8. If you begin the name of your track template with a 01 or a 02, it will actually, you could set a Reaper action to load that track template at 1 button push, or you could have the number 1 on your keyboard, load track template 1. So like basically your 8 favorite plugins. It's really nice. Next page, ARM, tracks 1 through 8, track volume 1 through 8. Next page, 9 through 16, same thing, ARM and volume. This page right here is pan 1 through 8, and then pan 9 through 16, but going back to 1 to 8, center the selected track, center all tracks, volume at 0 for all tracks, volume at 0 for the selected track. Next page is MIDI, like the first of a couple MIDI pages. Set the selected track to MIDI channel 1, 2, 3, or 10. Cycle the MIDI record mode, regular or overdub, really handy. Select and quantize, select the item and edit it, quantize again. These encoders function as like MIDI learn, CC6 to CC13 on channel 2, so it doesn't interfere with anything. Next one's automation, show and hide for the selected track, automation write, trim read, latch, touch, show or hide the envelope dialog of the selected track. That's where you do all your automation stuff. Again, the MIDI learns the same. This is really handy. Map the MIDI channel to channel 1 through 8. So if you have a MIDI keyboard transmitting on channel 1, but you want to route it to something else, this is really handy. It's just a quick way. You don't have to go through the menu and, you know, like MIDI, and then you know this, and then that, and then this. It's like, it's all like just like one, you know, one button push and it's done. Really handy. This right here is another MIDI learn page, channel 14. Buttons could be whatever you want. Encoders, they're all set to absolute mode. Absolute mode, more encoders. So you get like 16 mappable buttons to whatever you want and 16 encoders. And then it cycles back to the first page, items. So now the group pages. So basically group A, all of these basically are the same thing as what the machine actually says, like in the machine standalone software. Semitone up or down for the selected item, octave up or down for the selected item, copy and paste, I think that's duplicate and glue. Nudge left and right is set time selection, start and end, I'm pretty sure. The other ones I forget what they are, but you know, I have a PDF guide basically mapping everything. Undo and redo are exactly what they are. So there is a redo button. You just have to select that group, even though there's only one undo up here. So it's right there, very handy. Group B, direct track access for tracks 1 through 16. Group C is kind of like for mute automation for like hip hop stuff, dropping the drums out, bringing them back. Really handy, and it's basically like set to like momentary mode or gate. So like when you write your mute automation, you just kind of like you know, you don't have to toggle it, but I might change that later because the MPC style of track mutes is basically like it toggles. So you hit it and then it mutes it, and you hit it again and it unmutes it. But I kind of like the gate mode. It's kind of fun. You know what I mean? Group D is basically just A minor. I think from A1 through A3 or something like that. Obviously, you can see the root notes are white and the regular scale notes are purple. This, I forget what that is. This is C1, I think, or C2. Whatever. It's all just kind of like basic chromatic, you know, MIDI maps for playing drum stuff or instruments or whatever, you know. Really handy. And that's pretty much the really quick down and dirty version of the Maschine MK2 controlling Reaper. And yeah, this is actually my third or fourth take doing this because the video kept screwing up, and I think I figured out why. But that was really annoying. So I'm just a little frustrated with you know, the technology today. So yeah, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe. It helps me break through the YouTube algorithm to some extent. You know, obviously we all know that unless you have like 10,000 subscribers, you're pretty much never seen. So I'm really grateful for everyone that subscribed to me now, but I need to get some more, you know, need to get out there more. Everybody needs to get out there, especially if you're trying to provide some helpful stuff for people, like I always try to do. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch this, and you know, yeah. Please comment below with any suggestions, any questions, any concerns, any requests, anything like that. And yeah, and lastly, wear your mask, be awesome and kind to each other all the time, and I will see you in the next video. Much love to you. Bye-bye.